If you own or are planning to get into Section 8 rentals, this is one video that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Washington, D.C. just got hit with a $1.1 billion budget shortfall, and all signs kind of point to some shaking up here and there, possibly even cuts, and everyone is looking towards Section 8. Hello everybody, I'm Joseph Khateri, realtor in the state of Virginia. I have helped hundreds of first-time investors get into Section 8. This channel is all about giving you the most up-to-date, real strategies that actually work in today's market. All right, let's get into it. So, what actually happened? In April of 2025, Congress passed a new stopgap on the federal funding bill and left Washington, D.C. behind. Literally, the city's budget was reverted to the 2024 levels, which cut over $1.1 billion. All that expected revenue just gone. So this has already triggered a hiring freeze across most public agencies, layoffs and furlough planning, threats of cuts to schools, police, and housing programs. In fact, DC's mayor is calling this a full-blown fiscal emergency. And for landlords like us, especially Section 8 investors, we have to ask, is the Housing Voucher program next up on this chopping block? Here is what we know. DC has already slowed down their assignments for vouchers. So according to Street Sense Media, the city of DC went from matching 100 households per month to just 10 or 11. And again, this is only talking about DC. Nationally, HUD is expecting 32,000 less households served due to these budget pressures. But, and this is the key here, the program is never going away. Section 8 is still being funded. Vouchers are still being paid. So if you're a landlord already in the system, A, you're protected, and B, if you're not in yet, you still have time before demand explodes for vouchers. I mean, it's already at all-time highs. I know this sounds scary, but let's get tactical here. And let's just think based on simple supply and demand. When fewer landlords accept vouchers and fewer new ones apply, this creates scarcity. And what happens when things get scarcer? Its value goes up. So even during this funding slowdown, vouchers will be above market rate rents, payments are still guaranteed every single month, and tenants still stay on average 5 years, way longer than regular tenants. And when funding does return, which it always does after these budget fights, guess who gets tenants first? The landlords who are already owning these homes, having voucher eligible units, inspections passed, relationships with the local HUD. And if you're not ready when that door opens, you're out of luck. You're going to get beat out by other investors. This is the buy the dip moment for affordable housing investors. Like it is now. Let me give you guys a clear checklist on what you should be doing right now to win this cycle. Number 1, get registered with your local public housing authority. Even if you don't have a voucher tenant yet, get in their system, learn their inspection process. This could save weeks of learning and hardships when you actually get into the program. For example, at Cleveland's Housing Authority, this is their main site. I know that you can just go under housing, under the landlord section, and there's a bunch of training right here. And would you look at that? There are 3 trainings, and one of them was 4 days ago, and the next one is on May 12th. And I'm sure that you could do this with pretty much any housing authority out there. Step 2. Acquire and rehab strategically. This one should always be kept in mind, but I'm emphasizing it more. You want to focus on single family homes near public transit, near working class neighborhoods, because Section 8 tenants don't just want a cheap place to live. They want safety. They want space. They want to be near the places that they often go, grocery stores, schools. And I'm not talking about just buying in D-class neighborhoods either. We're aiming for C-class here. Step 3, build in quality and durability. So you want to use durable floors, use luxury vinyl plank instead of the carpet. You want to upgrade the kitchen, make it look nice. The kitchen is probably the biggest eye catcher in any household ever. Put in those stainless steel appliances, you can buy them used. You want to make sure you're using easy to clean materials like, for example, satin paints. A small amount of rehab upfront typically saves you a lot of costs in overall lifetime maintenance, faster approval because the inspector isn't trying to nitpick here, and longer tenant retention. I mean, if the tenant is happy and likes where they live and thinks it's pretty, they're going to stay. Step 4, know your payment standards. So each housing authority has a payment standard, which is essentially the max that they will pay for each bedroom. You're going to want to learn it and work backwards when analyzing deals and see what other landlords in the same area are renting for. If DC, the FMR website says, let's say one of these says a 3-bedroom rents for $2,200. That means your mortgage should ideally be, $1,300 or less, because that'll give you a $900 a month spread guaranteed. Step 5, consider DSCR loans. So DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio loans. And they let you qualify based on rental income, not your W-2 job. So lenders typically approve the home in underwriting as long as you're cash flowing at least 1.2 times what your expenses are. So combine that with an LLC and you're scaling without ever hurting your tax returns. It doesn't matter if you're self-employed and wrote down you only made $15,000 last year. It doesn't matter if you work at McDonald's making, $13 an hour. What matters is, do you have the cash for the down payment? And will the rental property itself cash flow according to their calculations? As long as you hit those two, you are good. Oh, and having above a 660 credit. So if you are interested in these DSCR lenders, or just getting into Section 8 investing in general, go ahead, click the first link in the description. It will lead to my mentorship program where you can book a free strategy call so we can determine if Section 8 investing is right for you. We'll map out your plan, analyze deals together, and make sure you avoid costly mistakes. And if this video has been helpful so far, go ahead, comment down below. Are you considering investing in Section 8 right now? Or are all of the headlines scaring you off? All right, we'll go with a real example now. So quick story. One of my clients picked up a 3-bed in Baltimore for $145,000. It was in rough shape. They ended up putting about $25,000 in rehab in it. This makes them all in $170,000. Well, guess what? After the inspection, the housing authority approved it for a $2,100 a month rent. So that is some insane cash flow. A $170K house renting for $2,100. It was locked in for a 1-year lease, direct deposited to their bank account every single month. These are the kind of deals smart investors are going for while everybody else waits for things to be stable. And here's the fear people have. What if Section 8 funding disappears? Let me be clear. It's highly unlikely. It's a federally backed program here. It is politically unpopular to cut, and with homelessness on the rise, demand for housing vouchers is going to only grow. Even during the 2008 financial crisis, voucher programs still remain funded. There are 3 to 9 million families that have these vouchers. They're not just going to make them all homeless. I'm sorry, no matter how much fear mongering is out there, it is just not realistic. Plus, you have to think, okay, if cost of living has been increasing heavily under this new administration, that means people can afford regular rents less, which means more people will become eligible for low-income housing, meaning a greater tenant pool, which also means higher quality tenants. The key is understanding how to make your properties attractive, regardless of whether vouchers are flowing or paused. If you're serious about financial freedom, about cash flow, about recession-resistant investing, you don't wait for the headlines to tell you it's safe. You get ahead of the headlines. It's like that old saying, if your cab driver is telling you what stock to invest in, that means it's already too late for that stock. Right now, this DC budget crisis that we're in means that you have a chance to buy while competition is distracted, rehab while contractors are available, and get approved with housing authorities that want more good landlords. So here's the move. Start looking for your first or next voucher-friendly property. Build your team of lender, contractor, mentor, hopefully me, agent, and go ahead, click the link in the description to book a free strategy call with my team in order to figure out if Section 8 housing is right for you. I'll walk you through it all, how to find deals, analyze deals, structure financing, pass the inspections on the first go, manage the tenants after. And while you're down in the description, go ahead and subscribe. I upload every single week. As always, I am Joseph Khateri, and have a nice day.